Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, or well, hopefully this will go up today, which is the day I also published the May the Panning video finale. So if you haven't watched that one, go check it out, because spoiler, but I did pretty good in that project. So yeah, go and check that out. I will have a link in my description box. But as you can see from the title, this video is going to be like a new bi-weekly makeup basket. I was about to say bi-weekly monthly makeup basket. That's not right. My bi-weekly makeup basket, because I did this 2 weeks ago and now I'm ready to choose a new makeup basket thing. Okay, I'm sorry, it's late. And I have filmed one video already, which will not be up until like the 10th or 11th of May. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. I can give you a spoiler that it's about eyeshadows. So yeah, I will just jump into the makeup basket. It's pretty much the same as I did last 2 weeks. So it might be a bit repetitive, but yeah, we're just going to experiment with this product and see if we want to change it like along the way. It's not really a product, it's just my bi-weekly makeup basket. So first things first, my last basket I had a primer from Lumini, which was the beauty base that I used to mix with this primer, because I didn't like that one by itself, and I finished that, so now I'm only using this one. And in that one I said I might pull another primer to mix with this one, but I didn't have to. I quite like this. I mean, it's not my favorite, but I can work with it by itself, so I'm just using this one, and this is in a product, and you can see that's where I am. Or was when I measured it. So I'm going to be using this one. And then also as like a base, I will be using this Smashbox Artificial Light in Diffuse, which looks, it's just a sort of like a, yeah, I have swatches on my arm, but it's like a shimmery liquid highlight sort of. But sometimes I use it like when I know I'm not going to have my makeup on like long, just a few hours, I will put it all over my face, and it gives a really like beautiful shine to my face, and I really like that. But if I know I will wear my makeup for like 10-12 hours, I will get too oily when I wear this one underneath, so then I will just put it like on the high points of my face and down my nose, and a little bit on my chin, and like a little bit on my forehead, but that's mainly where I get oily. So like if I have a little bit on my hand left, because I always pump this on my hand and then like rub it and then spread it out, and if I only have like a tiny bit, I will pat that like on my forehead. But those are the two I'm using. And then I'm also using this Estee Lauder Perfectionist Youth Infusing Makeup, and this has SPF 25, which is perfect here in Sweden, because we are like, our climate is not very cold, and like now we have a sort of 10 to 12 like Celsius, what do you call it? But yeah, it's in spring here. We have leaves are coming on the trees and flowers and stuff. So yeah, but what I was going to say is that we are for like very high, I don't know, on the globe. So we don't get that much sunlight, so SPF 25 is perfect for like everyday use. And last like week, or my last basket, I had not used this that much. I used another foundation, and then I said I would start using this when that one was finished, and now it is, and now I've been using it. And I wanted to just like take this opportunity to give sort of like a review of this foundation, like while we're here, because it's before I didn't like it that much because I didn't know how to work with it. I used to put on way too much, and I used to expect much more coverage, because the claims on this one is that it's a satin finish with medium to full coverage, and I guess that means that you can build it up like medium to full. and also that it's supposed to like smooth out fine lines and I don't know, all that good stuff, like nourish and hydrate during the day. And well, I do not think it's medium to full coverage. I think it's sort of light to medium, and you can only use like one pump, because if you build it up it starts to look like almost like cakey. So I use one pump of this, and then I spread like a tiny amount, and then I spread that like all over my face. And when I used the Studio Scope foundation, that one has a lot of coverage. It's almost like medium to full. So I have had to gotten used to wearing a lot less coverage when I'm using this one, which is okay. That's like, it's just getting used to it basically. But today I'm wearing something else. Today I'm wearing the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation, just to get like that full coverage. But yeah, so I also feel like it settles into my lines on my forehead, and I haven't like noticed any like plumping or like youth infusing properties. But I will continue using this, and I will update you in my next makeup basket. For concealer, I'm still using the ones I used last month, so the Master Conceal by Maybelline, and also the Studio Finish Concealer by MAC, which looks like this. And this one I'm just using to carve out my brows, like here at the tail, and this one I'm using like on my face. And for powder, I'm still using this one from Maybelline. It's the Fit Me powder, and as you can see I have a lot more pan than I had last month, which is exciting. Because yeah, I just want to use this up. I don't really like this powder. I feel like, I don't know, do you ever feel like you want to put on more powder? Like, if you know you will get oily during the day, you put on a bit more powder because you feel like that will help. But if you do that with this powder, it's just going to get like cakey and stuff. So I feel like I have to just use it sparingly. And then sometimes I feel like my foundation is not totally set, so I can still feel it being a tiny bit tacky when I touch it. So yeah, you have to just use this like sparingly. So I sort of like, I dip my brush in it and then I swirl around, and then I start like here on my neck, where I get the most like irritated if it's not fully like set, and then I move up like here, because here is also where I get irritated when it's not fully set, and then I can use less like around here where it's more noticeable if it's too cakey. And then I will continue using this blush by e.l.f. in Twinkle Pink, which I'm trying to pan. And as an alternative to the e.l.f. blush, I will be using this palette by Benefit, which is called a Chic Parade palette. And this is also the bronzer I will be using. Last 2 weeks I used the YSL like Sun-Kissed Blur Perfecting Balm powder? No, cream, I don't know what it's called. But now I will move on to using this one, which is Hula Light, and I'm wearing this one today. And I use it like today, like in the morning, and then I redo my makeup tonight to film. And I've used it both those times, and so far I really like it. And it smells like really like fruity and sweet, so I really like the scent, because I don't know, I've never had a Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, but then I got like a tester and then I could try it, but it was too deep, so it got a bit muddy. But I will probably use that one later in the summer. But yeah, I noticed like how nice it is when a powder product like this you put on your face is scented, because when you like swirl it around your face, you can still like yeah, you can smell it. But then I will also be using these 3 blushes when I'm not using the e.l.f. blush. And today I actually use this Rockateur, yeah, I think it's called. And yeah, it's sort of I don't know, it wasn't like what I expected, but I might have been a bit heavy-handed. And there's also like a glittery overspray on this one that will go away. So I'm guessing it will be a bit different once I get like more into the product. Same with this one, which is the California blush. which also, as you can see, has a gold overspray that will go away when I use it. So yeah, that was the blush and bronzer I will be using for this month. And then for highlighter, I've actually started panning a highlighter. So I'm just going to try and hit pan on this one, which is the Makeup Addiction Cosmetics Holy Glow Volume 1 palette in the shade White Diamond, which is this one. And I've been mixing this one with either this one or that one, because this one is super intense, but I have it in my Fire and Ice product, and it's perfect for the category ice. So yeah, I'm trying to pan this one, but this is super intense. It's what I'm wearing today. You can see it's like boom in your face. So I will pick the same product I picked last month, because last month I picked the Nicole Guerrero like highlighting kit, and that one is also very intense. So to like use alongside that, or like on days I'm not feeling like I want a boom highlight, I will use this one, which is the MAC Lightscapade highlighter, which is just a nice subtle like sheen on your cheeks instead of like a glowing into space highlight. Okay, so that was the face product, and then I will just sort of like run through my eye products I will be using. I will continue using this eyebrow pencil from Studio 10, and I will set that with my H&M eyebrow fix. And I will also use this eyeshadow or eye pencil in white from Makeup Store, and the shade is called Snowflake, just a white eye pencil. And the mascara I was using the last 2 weeks from Kix finally ran out, because I didn't like that one. So now I will be using the Max Factor Masterpiece Max High Volume and Definition Mascara, and I like this one a lot more. So I'm excited to use that one. And then for eye primer, I will be using my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, but I'm sort of like high maintenance when it comes to eye primers. So first I will put this one on my lid, and then I will use just my face powder to set the primer, and then I will do my shadow. And if I'm using like shimmer shades on my lid, as I'm doing today, I will like do the matte shades in my crease and then my outer corner, and then when I'm going to apply my lid shade, I will just take a little bit of this Thank Me Later Elizabeth Moss eyeshadow primer, and I will just pat that on the area I'm going to place the shimmer shade, and then when it's still wet, I'm sort of like setting it with the shimmer shade, and I feel like that's making the shadows pop a lot more. So that's what I've been doing. And then for lips, I don't really have like a plan. I'm using this lipstick again this week, or these 2 weeks. It's the NARS Audacious lipstick in Anita. And I've watched that last time, so if you want to see, or you haven't seen it, you can just watch that one or any of my like rolling product 10 pan videos. But then if you've seen my intro to the Fire and Ice product pan, I'm also going to be panning this lipstick in Pink Brandy from Max Factor, and I will swatch this for you. So you can see it there. It's a very like spring and summer appropriate shade, so I will be using that one. And then I will also try and use this Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick in Bacci, I don't know, but I will try and use this because I feel like the scent has sort of changed a bit. But it's not like unpleasant, because I recently decluttered the NYX body gloss in Apple Strudel, because the scent got sort of like itching and got sort of, I don't know, like unpleasant. But this one is not unpleasant, so I want to use this up. So I'm going to try and use that one these 2 weeks as well. And I will pull out like the purple lipstick I tried to use last 2 weeks. I will pull that one out, and also like the mini lipstick from H&M. And I think that is everything for this basket. Sorry, I forgot eyeshadow. I wanted to like mention, because last 2 weeks I said I will be focusing on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Maya Mia palette, which looks like this, and I have been actually using this pretty consistently. So I have hit pan on the shade Glisten, which is also in my rolling product product pan roulette eyeshadow edition, so now this is a huge spoiler for that video that will come up later. But yeah, so I have a pan on that one, and I have formed like a dip in caramel, warm taupe, super Swedish, warm taupe, and yeah, not really, but a tiny dip in sienna and in deep brown. So yeah, I'm very happy that I managed to like use this pretty consistently over the last 2 weeks, because I have been like mixing it up and using other shadows. Like today I'm using caramel like in my crease and then glisten on my outer corner, and I'm using like an emerald shade from Suva Beauty on like my inner corner, and then on my lower lash line I'm using a green shadow from Sleek. So yeah, I'm happy to use this one and then like retire this one into my collection again. And for the next 2 weeks I haven't really decided if there's like any eyeshadow palette I will be focusing on, but I'm hoping to use this one more, which is the Colourpop High Maintenance Quad. I am sort of focusing on this shade right here in my Project Pan eyeshadow roulette edition, on this shade, but I'm hoping I might be able to like use some of the other shades as well. I don't know, I might not have like a palette I will be focusing on for the next 2 weeks, but I will probably have it like in the next one, because I recently like pulled some new shadows into that project, which is also a spoiler, so don't forget to check that out when I will upload that one. But yeah, pulled some new shadows, and I will be sort of feeling my way around those palettes, and then in 2 weeks I will probably like focus on one palette of those that I pulled. So yeah, thank you so much for watching today. Give this video a thumbs up if you think that I should continue doing these bi-weekly makeup basket, and also let me know down below if there's anything you would like to change. Maybe if you would like to like pick the products with me or something, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you have any like, maybe I should say like comments, questions or concerns, I think she says. But yeah, hook me up in the comments and I will see you in my next one. Bye!